Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this pre-event webinar for City Fair 2022. I will just allow a few moments for our attendees to drop in. Of course, this is being recorded, so will be made available for those who can't attend with us today, or in case you need to look back after the broadcast. So I'm delighted to have everybody who's with us today registered for this year's online edition of City Fair 2022. Once again, we're bringing together the wealth of ETOA member and partner buyers and suppliers, really looking to use this opportunity in June as we go into the summer season to either catch up on what's happening now and then look forward to product development into the near and indeed distant future. So I think we're all in attendance now who we're expecting. Of course, this event is taking place on the 9th of June online. You should all have received your invitation to submit your appointment request at this point. So this webinar will just go through for either returning people or new delegates what the ins and outs of City Fair is, what you should know in advance. If you have any questions during that, please shout using the Q&A function available. So we of course wouldn't be able to do this without our partners. So as well as the ETOA network, we are doing this alongside City DNA, the new rebranded ECM network, the Paris Region Tourist Board, UK Inbound here in the UK, and Federalberghi Firenze, who have also been in the partnership with their local suppliers too. So the essentials of the day will be on the 9th of June or just before. We will give you access to the online portal. All the information once you have your provisionals and then final agenda will be in CEST, so Standard Central European Summertime. That's just based on the majority of delegates who are attending. So you'll need to adapt that to your local time zone once you receive that, but we'll provide information nearer the time exactly how that corresponds. But we will publish these in CEST, and the day itself will be kicking off a login from 9 AM for a 9:30 start. So just before then, we'll have some words of welcome and some guidance of how the day is going to go. We'll have breaks throughout the day, but then we'll have a longer lunch break and presentation session at 1:18 in the afternoon. And then once that's done by 14:18, and that's when the American contingent sign in from across the Atlantic, we'll then go through until 17:24. So that's the bare bones of the day. If you know now that you will not be available for certain periods of that day, please notify us in advance. It's much easier to apply a block on your agenda time before we start matching everybody. So if you do that, please reply to the Celestina email that you'll have received inviting you to submit your appointments. That's the place to go if you need to block off any time, either a late start, early start, or any particular time in the middle. And that's much easier to do now rather than later, where we all have to unpick any matches that have been made. So as I said, you'll have received your invite to submit your application. I'll do a very quick demonstration now of how to approach that. Just a reminder, even though those of you who have done that already, whether or not you're on the operator side or the supplier side, I would recommend that you go back in some point towards the end of this week, because we've been adding new people every day. So there may be a few more people in there that you might want to add to your list and put up in your order of preferences. So make sure to do that by the end of the week, just to check in, even if you've done that. And as many choices as possible really helps the matching. As always, it's worth repeating that our system matches you based on your preferences and the preferences of those who'd like to meet you too. So we do that in order to balance everything out, and also to get the richest and most serendipitous options available for everybody. So if there are people on there not on your list, that's why. You may have been requested by them, if not very highly. So I will just do a very quick demonstration using one of my colleagues' logins for this event. So this should be a familiar portal to what I'm sharing now. You need to put your confirmation number in. and then you get to go through, and if you're really doing some in-depth research here, it's really useful to use these filters. You may want to just whiz down to the bottom, but if you're really trying to work out who's looking for you, or based on the people that you're interested in, this data is from everyone's pre-registered information that we received when they came on. So you should be familiar with that. Obviously, you'll have submitted your own profile. Your counterparts data is what you can see here. So you can use combinations of these across and then really filter down in terms of the countries that you're looking to look at, and also by the type as well. So you can apply different ones across. Let's see what comes up with French visitor attractions, search, and then here at the bottom you can see all of the people that apply in that one. You can look for more information on this by clicking them and viewing, and you can see a little profile there, including the personal message as to what that company is looking for in attending this event. So that might align with your own. So that's the, from your perspective, and then you can put in your profile. This is signed in as a buyer here, so you'll see that as from that perspective. You can find people who've said that they'd be interested in your type of source market or indeed category. So you can reverse look up, even at this stage, people who are attending from the supplier side. In this case, we want to see you. So have a play around with those filters, and then you can start adding people to your list of choices. For this event, we've got 16 choices. Really remember, though, it's really important to not only fill this as much as possible, but put it in order of preference, one being your most preferred match. And this can be changed throughout. You can also remove people. Indeed, as I said, if you were coming back on Friday, just to check, you can remove people and change the order. And our algorithm starts from the very top, seeking to match you with the top preferences first and then down there. Just make sure to press submit, and then that will refresh your request that way. So as I said, if you're looking also for a specific person, you can just search that in there. So if you have any questions about that, please add that into the chat. I will stop sharing at the moment so I can see a bit more information on your side. Again, you have 16 choices. Submit them by the end of this week with requests. We'll start the matching thereafter, and you will be receiving your provisional appointments in order to start preparing for the event on the 1st of June. In the UK, we have a few additional public holidays this year, so you'll get that a bit more in advance than usual for this event. So between the 1st and the 9th, you'll have that to prepare based on what you can see. Just after the provisionals, that's your opportunity to really get in touch in case there's anything that you need to question with us, and we can explain the matches and make any amends as necessary. So then you'll get your final ones just before the event itself, and indeed you'll get that with your login to the portal. That portal will tune you in automatically to your finalized agenda once you've logged in, so just need to make sure that you're logged in on time, and you will be tuned in automatically from one meeting to the next. Obviously then during the breaks you'll have a chance to take notes, catch up, and maybe make a cup of tea. So that's the rundown of the day itself. Please, as I said, use the Q&A function if indeed you have any questions ahead of this event. I can answer them now. Just drop them in. Of course, if everything's clear, that's fantastic. For any suppliers or indeed buyers who are attending this, of course, we've got some additional promotional opportunities available with this event. Throughout our online events since the pandemic, we have a stream of videos that people will be tuned into if at that point they don't have a match or it's during a break. If anybody's interested in those additional opportunities, that's a very simple process. If you already have some promotional video available, or indeed if you want to put one together especially for this audience, please get in touch. That's £350 sterling if you want to be included in that video loop, which will be available throughout the day of the event. Please get in touch if you're interested in that opportunity. I don't have any questions, so I will just remain on here for the time being, but thank you for joining us today, and also watching back the recording if you're joining later. Please, as I said, do your appointment preferences, come back if you've already done them by the end of the week just to check your final submissions. We will get busy matching everybody up once we have everybody in. Indeed, also, if you've got time that you want blocked off, please let us know in advance that that's a time that we'll need to block for you. Okay, many thanks for joining us. That was a nice quick roundup. I look forward to seeing you on the day. Many thanks.